What's the music on? What do you think this is, a funeral?
Yo, 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 bitch. Look, listen. I just got done watching Shang Chi. Okay. Just got back from the movie theater. Went with the fam, ordered the tickets ahead of time per usual. As soon as they drop, they get purchased. Okay. That's not ever a question. Okay. Select the seats. You do the Dolby Digital if you're familiar with that. It's the great sound, great screen, all that stuff. It's always got to be done in the best way possible for Marvel movies. That's just how it goes, okay? And I saw the ratings before I went and saw the movie, right? Of course, some of the critics always get to see the movie first. And then, it's been a couple of days since it came out because it always drops Thursday night as opposed to Friday and all that good stuff, right? So you look at all the ratings, and the ratings were great. 91% from Rotten Tomatoes, 98% from the audience score. Great scores. Great scores, high expectations. You heard good things about it, from just like following different people, insiders, about how they put a lot into the movie, and that was clear, right? The action sequences, um, the aesthetics, like the atmosphere, all of that was done extremely well. A lot of attention to detail. The special effects were super cool. Okay, they were super, super cool. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you need to see the movie. If you haven't seen the movie yet, and you're listening to the podcast or watching this video, I would advise against that because I've seen it, and I may or may not spoil something for you. Probably will. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna go back and see the movie again next week, probably. I'm not gonna wait long, just a couple of days, because I always have to see movies like this twice. Marvel deserves that. They deserve that from me, and I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to continue to support the film. Um, I am an AMC Stubs A-list member. If you don't know what that is, that means I pay a monthly subscription to the movie theater, and I'm able to go and see 3 movies a week for free without paying anything additional. It's like $20 a month, and I could see 3 movies a week without paying anything extra. Discounted popcorn, drinks, all that stuff, But as far as the ticket, I don't have to pay anything. I can just reserve my seat and go to the movies and watch. So I'll be back in there again soon, and and I look forward to that very much. So I look forward to when it comes out and it drops on Disney Plus. Because it already, I have to say, is going to be one of my favorite Marvel movies. It was done that well. Uh, if I'm not going to compare it to all of the Marvel movies just yet, I'll wait, let it kind of marinate for a while, see it again, all that good stuff, right? But as far as intro movies are concerned, now, and I've talked about intro movies before. The intro movies are going to be the movies where we've never seen the character before this movie. Okay, it's the ultimate introduction. The only one that I make an exception for is Black Panther because it was such a spectacle. Okay, because we did see him in Captain America's Civil War first before we got the Black Panther movie. But like I said, the Black Panther movie was so huge. It was such a big thing culturally and all that, and it was such a spectacle that I'm gonna allow it to be on this list. But something like Spider-Man is not going to be on the list. Not only did we see Spider-Man in Civil War as well, but I feel like since there's been other variations of Spider-Man, They've had something to look at, refer to. We're familiar with the character, all that stuff. We know certain things to expect, and have certain expectations when it comes to that. A lot of these other characters, we don't know what to expect when they're being introduced. So, Ant Man is an intro movie, right? Make sure I turn off my ringer. Ant Man is an intro movie. Um, Not an intro movie would be, yeah, like I said, Spider Man. So, those are kind of that's kind of basically how I'm doing this, how I'm leveling this. So, if I'm going to rank the movies, the intro movies in order, Black Widow as well, right? Obviously not an intro movie. We know Black Widow like very, very well. Um, Thor's, Doctor Strange's, Iron Man's, the first one, Guardians of the Galaxy. We hadn't met them at all before that movie, So, ranking them, Thor is gonna be last. Okay, the first Thor, and I just went back and I rewatched all these movies again. So, last on the list, Thor. Good movie, fun movie, but for the intro movies, the lesser of the movies to me when it comes to enjoyment, rewatchability, which is huge for me. Captain America: The First Avengers next on the list. Again, good movie, really good movie, but I would say too that yes, Captain America: First Avenger is a better first time watching movie than maybe Ant Man is, which is next on the list. But I would rather go back and watch Ant Man a second and third time because it's funnier, more entertaining to me in that sense than going back and rewatching Captain America: The First Avenger, even though overall it was a better movie, if that makes sense to you. So, like I said, rewatchability is a very important factor in the rankings. So, we got Thor, we got Captain America: The First Avenger. Boom. Then Ant Man on the list. Fun movie, funny movie. Um, Great characters all around. Love Hope, Michael Douglas's character. Love him. Hank Pym, and Luis. Love Luis. Boom. Ant Man next. Captain Marvel next on the list. I like Captain Marvel more than a lot of other people like Captain Marvel for whatever reason. They hate Brie Olson. I don't. I think she was great in the role. She entertained me, and I like how she played the part. Um, some people have certain expectations for how they think Captain Marvel should be. I do not, and that's my thing. I don't go into these with expectations for how I think the character should be. I just watch how they portray the character, and if I enjoy it, then I enjoy it. That's all there is to it. It's an easier way to enjoy movies, I would think, because then you don't have all these expectations and you're disappointed when it doesn't come out the way you think it should come out. So that might be something that some of y'all look at and think about if you want to actually enjoy things rather than trying to be a critic. Um, After Captain Marvel, it's going to be Iron Man. Okay, Iron Man 1, great movie, great story. The intro to everything, scrapping the Hulk movie. We're not even going to talk about that. We're not. We're just not doing that. Guardians of the Galaxy next on the list. Great cast of characters, all of them funny, all of them serving a purpose. Um, Good story, and just a very well done movie. We're in space and all that for the first time. We're like all the way out in space all the time, and so you're seeing different creatures and just a whole different world. Kind of loved Guardians of the Galaxy. Great movie. Doctor Strange is next on the list. Okay, um, Doctor Strange. I don't know what more I can even say for Doctor Strange. I've talked about all these movies before, and Doctor Strange is just a movie that I just love to watch. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he plays the role phenomenally. I love how he does it, the arrogance of him, and all of that. It's like, hey, that can be kind of like me, a bit of an asshole, super confident, that's what I really like about Doctor Strange, and I like how he took the route that he took. He went through everything to try to fix his hands, and what he ends up finding is something way deeper, and the mystic arts and all the magic shit. I love. I always love magical whatever the fuck. So Doctor Strange right there. Shang Chi is next. I'm putting Shang Chi above Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy and Iron Man and all of that. Because it was that good. It was a great story. The action scenes were phenomenal. All of the characters I thought were dope. Loved Katie as a side character, as like everybody pretty much has like some sort of side character or sidekick who's there for a lot of the movie, who's not really a superhero and shit. I thought she was great. Um, Katie, also known as Aquafina, she's a rapper. That's wild. I didn't really know that. Real name Lenora Loom. I didn't know that she was a rapper named Aquafina, but that's dope. I thought she did a phenomenal job. The dad, the real Mandarin, right? Like bringing in Trevor Slattery, who was the Mandarin in Iron Man 2. And when you went into the underground fight club where Shang-Chi had to fight his sister, without realizing he was going to fight his sister, he's obviously just coming to try to find her to help her out. Um, I don't know if some of y'all noticed, but in the background when he's walking through the underground scene, there have those other little matches where the guy who was hosting them and leading them told him that those were just kind of like the small fish, right? Small fry fights. Well, one of them, the guy fighting, his body was glowing, similar to how it was in Iron Man 3 when old boy was had injected the what I'm saying, whatever, into the people, and some of them were blowing up and all that. You remember how it was in Iron Man 3. So one of those guys were in there fighting. I thought that was a cool little inclusion. I couldn't see the face, so I'm not sure if it was one that we may or may not have recognized. But it was in there. He was in there, and I thought that was dope. Um, I'm not great at pronouncing these Asian names, so forgive me. Michelle Yeoh, who played the Aunt Nan, Auntie Nan. She was also in Star Trek Discovery, and I love her in Star Trek Discovery. I loved her in this. They're different roles, but she's a beast in both of them, and you know, uh, yeah, everything that I see her in, she plays a good role, and so I really like and respect her as an actress. The mom was dope. She yeah, she just had like a cool swag about her. You know what I'm saying? That you can see where it felt like Shang Chi kind of got some of his coolness from. They kind of had that same type of feel to them. Um, Razor Fist was an interesting character. His like the Razor Fist, only a slight step up from the name Taser Face. We may have been able to do a little better with the name. I know that should probably come from the comics and all that, but even still, going back to the comics, maybe could have done a little better than Razor Fist. But he was an interesting character, though. I thought it was kind of wild how he couldn't, when on the bus fight scene, he didn't want to try to swing on Shang-Chi with anything other than his arm with the blade on it. Like, you can throw a left punch, a jab, kick, something, excuse me, make it more predictable. You're fighting more predictable if all you're going to do is swing that one arm repeatedly, bruh. I mean, I know it's not your first time in a fight. The appearances by Wong, just fun, great with the abomination in there. Not what I was expecting either, right? Which is what you want, something different. We knew that they were going to be in there fighting each other, but seemingly Wong is training him. That's blows my mind, right? That's some wild ass shit right there. But but I fucking love it. It goes, it works, it all just works. And of course, Simu Liu himself, Shang Chi, just a great job. You know, the weight of the world on his shoulders. Um, Coming from where he came from, losing his mom, and then his dad doing and taking him under his wing to do what he did, to train him like he did and teach him to be a killer and all that, and him rejecting it and saying, "Nah, that's not me." You know what I'm saying? That's not the path that I'm trying to take. The dragons at the end, that was crazy. Now, look, but before I get into that, the sister too. Um, I I know they said the name quite a few times. I'm not going to try to say it until I see the movie again, and maybe I can try to get it down. Right now, I would just butcher it. But his sister was dope. Out of all the characters, she probably was the best one. Just because she played a specific role that was perfect for the movie, right? There's like all this stuff that was going on at all times, pretty much that was just kind of crazy, and she was like just centered about her business, and she was a beast, teaching herself how to fight like she did, you know, when nobody else would teach her, and just kind of training by herself and turning into what she did as a 16-year-old, building up the underground fighting scene and turning it into what it was. Like, she was a beast that definitely deserves respect, and I hope we see more of her as we go throughout more of these movies. Um, Now, at the end, something that I thought was very interesting, right, is when they got the dragon thing, whatever, the creature, the beast, they got the Mandarin to release it, you know, by obviously projecting his late wife's voice into his head, making him think that she's calling out and asking for help to save her, and knowing with him wielding the power of the 10 rings that he would have the power to, you know, weaken the wall enough so that it would be able to burst through. And then when it burst through, the first thing it did was attack him. Now I do think that that was instinctual. That was purposeful. You know, he did that with the clear intent, knowing and thinking that those 10 rings, holding the power to release me, always also have the power to put me down. And so that's why he went after the Mandarin first when it broke out. So, and of course, that's what ended up doing him in as Shang-Chi wielded the power and all that. That whole scene was dope. You know, those little creatures that came out too, that was stealing people's souls and feeding it into the beast. All of that shit was very well done. It looked great. The atmosphere fear of where they're fighting was looked great. Like everything in the movie was great, and it makes me think of Black Panther, which is my number one for the intro movies, right? So if you wanted to say no, you don't want to use Black Panther, like you're making your own list, or you want to criticize my list for including Black Panther despite us seeing him in Civil War first, then that would make Shang-Chi number one for the intro movies. But, you know, it's my list. And I make the stipulations for why and what it's included, and I explain why I included Black Panther, and Black Panther would be number one in that case. I mean, it was just a great movie all around. The cultural awareness, it was big. Um, the the scenery, the dress of everybody, the storyline, the, you know, everything I thought was great. You know, Claw was great. Michael B. Jordan's character was great. Let's, you know, sometimes names for things I haven't looked at recently escape me, but um, all of it was just it was just very well done, right? I felt like you couldn't have made the movie better if you tried, right? Everything was just perfect when it came to Black Panther, and Shang Chi was like right there for me. Um, so yeah, that would be my order when it comes to intro movies. Shang Chi is now number two. It was that good. It was that amazing, and I look forward to seeing what's going to come next with this character. We see him already, getting together and talking to some of the Avengers at the end in the cutscene. We see him talking to Captain Marvel and Dr. Banner. We see him talking to Wong, who brought him in, and them trying to figure out, what's up with these rings. Where did they come from? What do they mean? What are they doing? A beacon is sending a message to who? I don't think it's going to be good. Whoever is sending a beacon to, so that remains to be seen. I mean, if it's something that powerful and it's sending a beacon, a message somewhere, whoever is sending that message to, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. So I look forward to seeing how that unfolds. Um, but yeah, man, that's kind of how I felt about Shang Chi. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and see it again soon, in a couple of days, and I'll be tweeting about it more as I watch the movie more and kind of get more ingratiated with it. Damn, I wish this shit would come out fast because I want it. I want to be able to watch it when I want to watch it. I watch Marvel movies all the time. I watch them over and over again. Right now, my part of my Twitter name is the King Rewatcher because that's what I do. I rewatch shit that I like, that I enjoy. I don't give a damn if somebody says, "How many times have you seen this?" Damn, you watching this again? Bro, seriously, why don't you watch something else? I watch what I watch when I want to watch it. God damn it, and that's it. That's the end of that. Anyway. I appreciate y'all for coming through. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you're doing this on YouTube, hit the follow button and subscribe if you're listening on the Pod. And you already know how we get down.
Sun's getting real low.
We out.